Not? Who's there? I'm in Nottingham. Everyone you know, from your local scene to your wildest dreams, ready to sell, let's go. It's time to listen to the Jmaes talk show. Yeah. We're on that king shit. And on today's programme, we'll be talking to up-and-coming solo artist Harley Priest, and then later, our sound guy, Adam. He's in a band called Vanity Duo. And later on, we'll be talking to two of the most exciting bands coming out of this city, Picked and Bloodworm. But first, Knots Up? I don't know, Knots Up with you, mate?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. I saw your green hair, beauty mark next to your mouth there on the subway. I nearly had a breakdown a few weeks later. Somebody wore your perfume, it almost killed me. I had to leave the room. My name is Holly and I'm 22 and I'm a musician. I mostly do it as a hobby for now. But yeah, I've written a few songs and I do a lot of performing around pubs in Nottingham. And yeah.
And you're an American woman.
Yes, I am an American woman. Yes, I moved to England when I was 11 years old. My family moved to London. And then I lived in Surrey for most of the time that I was here. And my parents moved back to the city. They have since gone back to the US, so I'm the last one standing here.
Okay.
My whole family has abandoned me pretty much.
But you like it here?
I do love it here. I've got my British passport and I feel more connected to my British side than I'm my American side.
Yeah,
even though I
so
sound American.
It's not like you came here recently for uni, which a lot of people who are like sort of international students, like this city is very big for international students, I would say, and that's not your circumstance. Like you've been here, you've been through the secondary school system and
yeah,
whatnot.
A lot of people assume that I'm just fresh off the plane.
Yeah.
They're like, why did you come here for uni?
Yeah, but you say 11, like that's kind of like a few years of your life where your voice is sort of, that you've grown up in America and like that's how you sound.
I'm pretty sure 12 is like the cutoff age to when your accent sort of stabilizes and stops changing. But I don't know, I recently went back for Christmas and it was the first time that my family was like, we actually hear a little British twang in your voice.
What words do you think do they pick up that sound more English to them? Or?
Ooh, that's a good question. I say things like...
Is it sort of the phrases like we use over here? Like
yeah, it's a lot of the phrases. Like one of my favorites.
I'll just pop round over there.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Around, pop into the shops. One of my favorites though is that's so.
That's so
She's got her way. She's got a way. She's got a way. She's got her way. She's got
like shortening things, but I don't know.
Yeah, dumbing things down a little.
Not dumbing, but like I don't know.
She's got a way. She's got a way. She's got a way. One that my brother says a lot. Booling.
Booling? The Chicago kind of thing, is it? Or?
I think it's just a like frat guy thing.
Right.
But my brothers were both frat guys.
They didn't stay in England long. Or?
No, they went back for uni. Right. She's got a way. She's got a way. She's got a way. I think, well, they say these things like ironically, but it's to the point where they say it enough where is it ironic anymore? I don't think so.
No, I think we live in a world where we live on this sort of fence of things that are incredibly start ironic, but I think we genuinely do enjoy that. Like, it's fun to do the thing that we think is ironic, but like we say it's ironic, but it isn't. Like, it's already a part of our pop culture, and we just sort of do things like that.
And I think the deader the trend, the better. Because in this house,
just keep bringing it back.
We love a little whip nay.
No, that's what I mean. I think it's just we love. It's a borderline of like cringe, and it makes it kind of niche.
To be like cringe is to be free.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've always said that.
And you stand by that.
I live by that.
You live by that, yeah.
That's my mantra.
Mm.
Yeah, I guess I listen to a lot of like folk, like indie folk music, and I was really inspired by Ethel Cain.
Of course,
when I was writing a cowboy song, particularly her song Thoroughfare. That's one of my favorite songs of all time, and I just love how it sort of transports you into her world. And the whole album Preacher's Daughter tells like a consistent story, like beginning, middle, end. But the song Thoroughfare, it's like a 9.5 minute long song, and it doesn't feel like that. And yeah, it just tells a story about her traveling across the country to help this random guy who picked her up on the street to help him find love. And I really wanted to write a song that told a story like that. So I came up with Cowboy Song, which sort of follows the story of a lonely cowboy traveling around like the southern states in America, places I've never even been to.
Right.
But
you know of them though. You know about them, like you know those places, and it's sort of written from a like I feel like I can sing about places in a way that appears ambitious. You know, people dream of like going to New York, because New York is kind of like a place of great show business and whatnot.
Yeah.
But you may have not visited there. It's just the idea of these places can inspire song, you know.
Exactly. I think
is that sort of where that kind of.
And then I wrote another song called Rodeo, which I haven't released anywhere. I kind of feel like I can't because it's a diss track.
A diss track?
It's a diss track.
Who you dissing?
I am dissing someone who I had a very sort of rocky relationship with. And
fuck them.
The people on set there currently.
They know them.
They're silently booing.
Boo. Can we get some boos in the back?
Yeah, he did a year abroad in Texas, and that's sort of where I found the inspiration
for the cowboy
song at the beginning. And he still, I wrote that like a year and a half ago. He still refuses to listen to it.
Fair enough. I mean,
fair enough.
I don't think it's for him. I think it's for you to sort of express how you're feeling, you know?
And part of what I love about songwriting is that I feel like every time I've written a song, it's come from a place where I've been really struggling with something emotionally. And I've been, the first song I ever wrote that I would consider to be good would be, I wrote this song called Golden Days at like the very beginning of lockdown when I was 18, because the school that I went to, it had a boarding system, so a lot of my friends were boarders, and
whereabouts was this? Still in England or?
This was in Surrey.
All right, yeah.
And a lot of my really close friends were boarders, and it felt like with lockdown everything just happened so fast, and all of a sudden we come into school one day and all the boarders are gone because they've been sent off to wherever they.
There's no borders.
Yeah.
The way you talk about it sounds like you got to pay a toll every time you visit them or something. You know, the name they have, the border.
I was a day student, but they
in their lives.
Yeah.
You have to go through the border.
I mean, I was an insufferable little child.
Oh yeah.
Because I was constantly singing. We used to have brunch at the same restaurant every week, and we would sit at the same booth in the back, and it had this little like ledge on top of the booth. And
in England or America?
In America.
Right.
And when I was about 4 years old, every time we would go to this restaurant, I would sit up on the ledge and I would sing Itsy Bitsy Spider and Old MacDonald Had a Farm, like, as loud as I could for the whole, like, packed restaurant.
You put a show on?
I was a performer since the beginning.
That was your stage, like...
I would say my songwriting...
like a Denny's or a bit more
upmarket?
upmarket?
Denny's, pretty much.
Okay.
It was called Baker's Square.
Ah. Is that like an independent thing, or...?
I think so. They have the
shout
best pancakes.
out.
Shout out Baker's Square. You're where my career started. Yeah, I would say I hope my songwriting has improved since I was about 6 years old. The first song I ever wrote was called Horses, Horses, Horses.
You really love this.
So I guess I was always a country singer in some way.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you like that particular stuff, like what would you say are the American, I suppose the blues came from America?
Yeah,
and
that's Chicago.
Yeah, like would you say that has had any influence on you, sort of your area, like?
I wish I could be a blues singer.
I guess you were 11 when you came here, so
yeah.
When you're a kid, everything, and especially, what was this, like the 2000s you were growing up in, and
yeah.
It's very just like Flo Rida and Kesha.
That's
like that. You hear that stuff, and that's like whatever's on the radio at the time. I remember that feeling. I don't know, what kind of stuff do you think was on when you were younger, and it felt like? Do you ever feel like music?
It's really big.
When did music really touch you? And it was like less just stuff that was happenstance. What do you call it? Like kind of matter of fact, and then it becomes more like a part of your life.
Yeah, it's just because like I was never really. I definitely really enjoyed music for like all of my childhood, and I was always singing. I did theater, but I always say that the first album that like really spoke to me and that really made me passionate about music was Melodrama by Lorde. Mm. That album came out when I was 14.
That's a good time.
Yeah, and that was the first time I think that I listened to an album like start to finish, and no skips. There's no skips on that album.
Even when you were 14, you were like...
Even when I was 14,
listening.
I was like, this is art. This is...
Was she like your first sort of big artist you were into kind of thing?
Yeah. Yeah, first big artist I got into, and the first... the first time I really understood albums as like a full like body of work. And I think... you can just tell like how much work and like love and care goes into it, and I hope to be able to write an album someday. But yeah, it's a really long process, and and like to this day it's just so nostalgic listening to that album and remembering. Yeah, it was the summer when I was 14, and I would like ride my bike around with my headphones on.
That's so American.
Yeah,
Not
this is in England as well.
No, but like the way you said that summer when I was 14, it's like the phrasing is very American. But yeah, it's a unique way to grow up if you're sort of from two worlds. Like, do you feel you've found yourself with music? Like it helps you ground yourself a lot more when you feel like a bit of a...
Yeah, I love
bit different
songwriting because, like, as I was saying earlier, that I usually I write songs when I'm sort of going through something really difficult, or I'm a very emotional person. So at these times of like really high emotion is sort of when I do my best writing, and it's like songwriting is like therapy to me, because I feel like if you're going through something really difficult or sad, it sort of forces you to really process your emotions and really think about it and self-reflect and think, how do I turn this really sad thing that's happening to me into art? And I think that's beautiful. It's my favorite. I feel like songwriting has done more for my mental health than like therapy or anything else.
I find myself some nights, I always have my guitar, it's hung up right there on the wall in front of, like at the end of my bed, so it's like I can be up and just be like, that'd make a good lyric actually.
Yeah, and it always happens at like like
2 a.m.
4 in the morning when you can't sleep. And you learn things.
Does that bother
over
these
time.
guys? Or I guess we're all creatives here. You're just like, oh, yeah, I guess Holly's playing again. What was it called? Voice note? Is that what it's called on the phone? It's definitely helped with my songwriting process, just like getting all these ideas down just as they come, because you'd forget these things very quickly. And do you think stuff like that helps you build up more songs to like get towards more of an album ambition? And
yeah, for sure. Right now, well, my intention is to release an EP.
Just like a few tracks to start
I've
with.
sort of ghosted my producer.
Right.
Shout out Harry, I'm sorry.
This might be cleared up by the time this comes
out. I should reach back out to him. I think I got really busy with uni, and I just felt like I didn't.
You got to wrap that up. Yeah.
But being in the studio stresses me out quite a bit, because I feel like I'm very hard on myself, and I'm quite a perfectionist. And people usually say, when I talk about this, people usually say I'm trying to fish for compliments, or I'm just being humble. But
it's your art, though. You can't really rush it. If you're not happy with it, don't put it out.
I've never really felt like that good at what I do.
No.
And it's mostly, like, the reason why I go out and perform is sort of because my friends and family were like, what are you doing? Just sitting in your room, sitting and playing for yourself. Like, you need to go out and show people. And I was working in the studio. We did about 3 sessions just working on this one song, this older song that I wrote. And he sent me a demo, and I was listening to it, and I couldn't even finish it. No. It was like just the sound of my voice. It was like nails on a chalkboard to me.
Right. You're not so comfortable recording then? Is it sort of a new thing to you?
Yeah. I've had a YouTube channel for about a year now, and that's sort of
that's where I've heard most of your material. I think you have a lovely voice. Like it's very clear. Not to throw some compliments at you,
Thank you
but
so much.
you do sing very well. I think it is hard to translate that though, because there's a difference between like what you sound performing and trying to recapture that recorded. You know, I think it can sound very cosmetic sometimes, and to like find that balance that you're happy with I think it takes time, and I think you just need to just like venture into that and see what you find.
Yeah, I think when I'm recording, I'm sort of like, this video is gonna outlive me. I was like, there's no excuse for this not to be perfect. If I can release.
Like you look at like this came out 3 months ago, but it'll say 20 years soon.
Yeah, exactly. And every time I try to record a YouTube video, you should see my camera roll. It's always about like well over like 50 takes, and then I sort of get frustrated, and then I just give up and stop, and then like an hour or 2 later I go back and listen, and then I'll pick like one of the first takes that I did, because that ends up sounding the best. But yeah, it's difficult to sort of make that jump from, you know, I'm just releasing this on YouTube. And feeling like I'm releasing.
There's a press release,
like,
and there's this is on multiple streaming platforms, and it's potentially setting you up to say like there's more to expect now. Yeah, I think that's an incredible pressure to put on yourself. I'd find that. Did you ever use SoundCloud or anything like that?
I do like SoundCloud.
SoundCloud is incredible. I'd say that I'm from a sort of background where I was into illustration. That was my background, and then I played guitar and I would sing occasionally, but I never made anything that I thought was incredible. So I just used SoundCloud. I just put up songs there, but I built up a community. People were like, "It's actually pretty good. You should commit to this." And I think it's less pressure because it's a bit more like an Instagram for music. I always see it like it's kind of just post, and you can talk to other people that are in a similar situation. You find that you can sort of relate to anyone or have any friends.
Yeah, I love similar situation. Because that's where all the artists unreleased songs are.
Yeah.
And it's cool. Like one of my favorite artists, as everyone else in this room knows, Phoebe Bridgers.
Yeah.
She's also one of my biggest inspirations. And she has songs that she wrote when she was like 16 on SoundCloud, and it's just so cool to like sort of hear how these artists have like grown as people, and yeah, that's a great idea. Maybe I should be putting my stuff out.
If you're not feeling comfortable with what your stuff sounds like, just sort of it's less commitment, I think, but it's still an audience, and it gives you time to upload and have people get an idea of your sound, and it helps you recognize what people like about it, and it makes you feel more sure about yourself, what you want to put out, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, putting it on Spotify and things like that can feel quite daunting because it's like monetized and it's like this feels more career based, and
yeah. And I have to like promote it like over and over again.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm just gonna seem like a narcissist.
I wouldn't say narcissist. It's just sort of it feels like necessary for artists to do, because it's like, well, it's here, so I do want people to listen to it, but I don't want to be just posting the song every day because it does seem spammy, you know. But
yeah.
I think that's why I make this show, is because I want to get to the root of how it is for people independently trying to start out, you know. It's a very rough road if you don't have a team behind you, like, which is probably a benefit as well, because it can feel like they're just pushing you to like churn out art instead of like it is just there and it's like you're trying to put stuff out, you know.
It takes me like months to write a song sometimes. Yeah, I feel like for most of my music, I sort of start out with like a concept or an idea, and I'll write like one verse, and then sometimes I'll leave it for like 3 months, and then just some random night at like 3 a.m. I'll just like
there's the rest of it.
The song will just
Yeah.
like will just happen. Yeah, I know with Cowboy Song for a really long time, I had like 2 verses in the chorus, and I remember playing it for my mom, and she was like, "It needs a bridge. You need a bridge in there." And I couldn't think of anything for so long, and then just randomly it hit me, and I came up with like a third verse that kind of goes into a bridge, and now it's my favorite part of the song.
Yeah. Do you ever watch Camp Rock?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you know that song? Is it in the first movie where like the plot of the movie is like Demi Lovato has written a bit, right, on piano.
Yeah.
And then Joe Jonas.
Yeah.
He's also written a song, or like and then at the end of the movie they sing it and it like locks in together. Yeah. I think that's a great. Watch that movie because it's a good laugh, and like.
Shout out Camp Rock.
Yeah, it's a good time. But I think that it's still a great, like, if anything musical to be learned from that movie is that scene, and like write 2 songs and then think, how do they fit together? And I think it makes for more interesting chord progression, and you can find bridges and choruses from that. I think like structure, in terms of finding structure for songs, like start with one song but then do something slightly similar, which I think can be quite easy for some people because they, you know, their knowledge of chords, it's like, oh, I'm always playing the same thing but like kind of similar, but then just use that to your advantage.
He's gotta get out of this standstill little town, so he's bound down southwest to try his hand at being a cowboy down in Texas. He hasn't got the time to settle down. When he goes, you never know if he'll be back around. He keeps his calm as he carries on. Made a friend out of his lonesome, only a lover from the hours of dusk to dawn. He ain't a fighter, but the cowboy sure can run. Run away, cowboy, till you're broken down and sore, 'cause you don't need nobody by your side anymore. When it rains, it pours, so he chases the sun. There ain't no bullet that the cowboy can't outrun. The North Star in his heart and a sweet tune in his soul. Miles and miles apart from his folks way back at home. He shot the plot in Texas, so he's down in New Orleans, running through the country like the river Mississippi, but the wide open southern skies keep him at ease, 'cause the moon shines just the same all the way across the sea. Run away, cowboy, till you're broken down and sore, 'cause you don't need nobody by your side anymore. When it rains, it pours, so he chases the sun. There ain't no bullet that the cowboy can outrun. Whistling the blues all the way to Tennessee, he met a girl in Memphis and he swept her off her feet, and they danced around the bar and she whispered in his ear, oh my darling, won't you stay a little longer? I'll make your frigid lonesome nights a little warmer. But he knows he'll be gone before the morning to build a tree house in Alaska or a cabin in Wyoming. And he can steal your heart before you know what happened. And then he packs up all his bags and tips his Stetson hat and hits the road again. Run away, cowboy, till you're broken down and sore, 'cause you don't need nobody by your side anymore. When it rains, it pours, so he chases the sun. There ain't no bullet that the cowboy can outrun. Thank you.
That's probably the best it's gonna get, so I'm happy with that.
Hello. Hey. It's Zan. Yeah, and Adam. There we go. Come in. Yeah, thanks.
Come in.
Here we are in Casa del Adam.
That's my house. This
is where it all happens.
Yep.
Who are you?
We're Vanity Duo.
Yeah. Vanity Duo.
Yeah.
Would you consider yourself quite vain?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends.
It depends how I'm feeling on the day.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of came up with that name, almost like the two sides of the vanity, isn't it? It's like,
Or is it more you are one another's reflection?
That's interesting. Yeah. We kind of like we confide in each other.
Yeah.
A fair bit. And
We do. But I remember like for vanity, I remember seeing it just as a word. I know I really liked that.
It does go hard, doesn't it? It's pretty tough.
It does go hard. But yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
And you're a duo.
Yeah, there's two of us.
Yeah.
Is that the way it's staying?
To me, to you.
To you?
Yeah, I think so. It's people have been like, oh, we want to work with you and make some tunes with you, and I think collaboration's definitely up for grabs for people. Obviously, you know.
I think in the future.
For the future, yeah.
But live stuff, we might get more people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
a band, but it's like, you know, when you have like a singer and they have the band supporting them. But it's like very much when we
one in the same.
Yeah, when we kind of came together, we were like, this is, you know, we really like writing music together and making songs, and I know we've got something special. It's just we bounce off each other really well.
There's a marriage here.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
A bit of a bromance.
Some coupling.
Yeah.
Unspoken.
Oh, spoken for me.
Yeah. I don't know what.
Yeah, no, it's like we come up with ideas, and it's so easy to be like, oh, Zan, I came up with these chords or these things, and it's like, oh, I could do with this, and like we could add this to it, and it's like when we wrote our first song that we released, Change, it's like I came up with some chords, and then I took it to Zan, and I was like, oh, what do you think of this? And he was like, oh, that's really cool. It'd be even cooler if we did it with this kind of finger picking pattern, and he just came up with it on the spot. Like, oh, that's awesome. So then we both were just kind of sat there on our guitars.
It was a good day.
It was a very good day in the
You know,
Terrapins.
the weird thing is that sometimes I'll look back or listen back to songs and I'm like, God, how did I come up with that? And then it was literally you. I completely forgot.
Yeah, I'm like, oh,
I think we have an equal amount.
This bass is absolutely epic. And I was like, oh, yeah, of course, Zan made it. Of course, Stop it.
So you're both on guitar, or is it sort of?
It's a bit of everything from either
Switching
of us.
around.
I don't mess with drums. That's all you.
Well,
you've been drumming for God knows how long. So
It's quite a while.
you know your way around the kit.
To be honest, I like to think I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
it's It really depends, you know.
Yeah, it depends. It's like we both kind of play everything. Zan taught me guitar. His dad taught me piano from a very early age. I was about 8 or
Piano
8
teacher
or 9.
or just so?
He is a piano
He's
teacher,
a pianist.
Plays Hammond organ.
Hammond
Yeah.
organ. He used to be in Pulp back
Yeah.
in a very long time
New
ago.
Jarvis?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jarvis, yeah.
Still no Jarvis, or is he a bit estranged?
Um,
Shout out your dad's name, maybe.
you know, I actually don't know. I can't comment on that because I have no idea.
I feel like
But-
old guys, like they just kind
They
of.
just all know each other.
Yeah, they do.
No, but imagine like how old guys text each other. They don't talk to each other. It's just. Like, but I reckon if he saw Jarvis, he's like, oh, you're right. He's still recording, and that.
Yeah. It's still there, isn't it?
But yeah, no. So I learned piano from Zan's dad, and then we've been mates since primary school. And then it was about year 11, year 10, we kind of started making music together, and you were showing me some ideas of stuff you'd got, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. I showed you a few bits that I had, and and then I was like, oh, teach me how to play guitar, and then here we are.
Overall, it like inspires. Is that the word I'm thinking of? What's the juices? Is that a word as well?
Creative juices.
What is it that makes you wanna do it? Is that what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, not outside of people, and like, it's like
Music's always just, it's always been a passion of mine. I've always enjoyed listening to it, and I started learning how to play instruments, and there's just no other feeling than playing good music live in front of an audience, and
when you got a good
you're
song,
enjoying it.
it's made to play for people,
exactly.
and you
So
want to
can't
get
just
the reaction of
keep
it.
it
Yeah.
to yourself. You want to show it to the world.
Yeah, I do like playing live. I really do.
And you're quite new to that, or you guys been
I
playing a
think
while?
you're
We've
more affiliated with
we've
it,
not
yeah.
done any gigs ourselves, just us two.
So that's
as
something
of
that you're
yet.
looking forward to this year, possibly.
Yeah, it's got to kind of work out the logistics of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Because
But yeah, I've played live in a few other bands and for a few other people, and it's just
yeah.
it was a great experience.
It is a good experience. I think, yeah, so live music is, I think, a different experience to, like, being in the studio or doing it yourself.
100%.
It's kind of weird because I actually perceive making music as quite like a solo thing. And that's why, realistically, if I actually want to make music with people, it's only a select few, including you. Because then it's like, it's just this one mashup of ideas together. So, yeah, but live music, obviously, always really good, and I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, and
Super excited.
we have played together. Our mate Bethany, gosh, I must have known Bethany for like 20 years now. She's doing her own thing in Sheffield. Very busy, and she has us both on for gigs. She got us on. She played Tramlines last year, and she invited us to play. Play with her on stage.
I think I knew you guys. Well, I knew you by then.
Yeah.
I knew Laura.
It's dead good.
No, it was really fun. That was a good day.
Yeah, it was a very fun day.
Really good, yeah.
And we saw Paolo Nutini in the evening.
Yeah,
that was phenomenal.
Valentini.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure on the Sunday I saw the last Magic Gang gig
Oh, interesting.
ever.
Really?
I think so.
Wow.
I'll have to check that. Don't quote me.
Yeah.
Claim.
I'll
Big
fact
claim.
check. But yeah, great day.
I guess that's what sort of another aspect of why people like to get into music is just the community outside of more insular things. It's just like the kind of worldwide appeal of like traveling and seeing things, and that's kind of more of a human need is just to sort of explore, you know, like and music opens up those doors to like see the world a bit more and
definitely.
meet different people and not be just sort of clocking in, clocking out kind of lifestyle. Like it's definitely suited to people that don't subscribe to that too much. Like they want to explore
a bit
and
of freedom.
Freedom, yeah. Like it feels more natural to live like that.
Yeah.
I guess.
Not confined
can feel
by
like a
the
key to
restraints
that.
of society.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. I think something that you and me appreciate is more like art over just being a musician and creating stuff that's like, oh God, that sounds so sick, and it sounds, and then we like just talk about So one of the things I really enjoy is just talking about artists or like pieces of music that really like
Yeah,
get us going.
whenever we meet up for practices, we'll practice for like an hour or
Yeah.
two, and then the last half an hour is just us. Oh, I was listening to this song the other day. This song's great. You need to listen to this.
And I
this,
specifically remember you introducing to me. I think it's Leopentis, if that's how you say it.
L'Emperatrice.
L'Emperatrice. Well, I absolutely
French.
massacred that.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
But
either.
honestly, that first song, is it Sonnetti Pacifique?
Yes.
And it is an absolute.
That was pretty good accent, man.
Great.
That
Thank
was
you.
good.
I
That
don't
was
know what
good.
happened just there.
I don't speak any French.
There's you.
So.
I was like, oh, I've got it.
It was like the salt and pepper of that was in there.
Yeah, no, they're a phenomenal phenomenal band. Do some really crazy stuff.
But I just remember specifically listening to that music around that time. It was kind of late 2019.
Yeah.
I really associate that with the kind of birth of Vanity.
You know what? I also associate. So we obviously take a lot of inspiration from hers.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
I think they had a real knock-on effect. I think they had something so unique, and it's such a tragedy because how it felt just like so once in a lifetime to see, like unique for the time as well. You know, you didn't really see. You don't see duos.
Exactly.
No.
A big thing in the '60s.
And they've got such a unique sound as well.
Yeah.
It's just such a shame. But
I know.
yeah, I remember vividly being sat. We had these like temporary buildings in school, which was our music department, and I remember being sat in there, and you showed me, was it Speed Racer? I think.
Might be.
And I was like, oh my god, these guys are amazing. And then you're like, oh yeah, they're not with us anymore. And I was like heartbroken. I was like, oh gosh. And then, but it's just like from then on, I was like, oh my god, this band are amazing, and I associate that heavily with us as well.
They left us with some fantastic work.
Yeah.
Like you know.
Yeah, they
Still,
did.
two
Absolutely.
albums, is it? That's it. Like
Yeah, 2 albums.
I think they have a song called Low Beam, and it's
That's
one of my favourites.
everyone loves that. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like a top track. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I got
Amazing.
their record label did a thing that you told me about, like a collector's edition.
Yeah.
1,000 copies of like this little box with like a bunch of their singles on vinyl.
Oh yeah.
With a few extra little trinkets in.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Got a little passport.
Yeah, a little passport from
love
Marcel. That was awesome.
Brilliant, yeah.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
very cool.
Yeah.
And your name is?
My name is Zan.
I'm Adam.
And Adam. Sorry to move away.
It's okay.
But just to solo Adam for a sec. You work on this show.
Yes, I do. Yes.
You're a bit of a bits and bobs man.
Bits and bobs, bit of sound,
Bit of sound,
bit of
yeah.
microphones,
Yeah.
making it sound nice.
It's just sort of like a more. You've got the gear,
Yeah, I've got the gear.
and
Happy to
Any idea?
happy to be here.
he's got a few ideas, this lad.
Yeah, a few ideas, just a couple, not rattling around.
Yeah. Is that something? Do you see it more like a career thing, the music, and then
I don't know. I just
if it's working for the time, like you enjoy it, of course.
Yeah, I
but,
love
you know,
it, I
like,
love
if,
it.
If it happens to become more of a priority, then that's what happens.
I mean, you know, I've got to pay the bills some
Yeah.
way. So,
Yeah.
but
And
if I
yeah.
could do that in the industry with an industry job
Yeah.
like this, yeah, absolutely, it's fantastic. I love it. You know, I do lots of different things. I do like sound engineering. I do some studio recordings and this kind of stuff. This is like me branching out into to more film kind of stuff and TV, which is really cool.
It's nice to work with Laura.
Yeah, no, it is nice, and it's a really cool show that you've got going. And
Oh,
I've
thanks,
had
Adam.
a very fun
I think
time.
you've been a very integral piece to making it just a little bit better.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm glad.
A shout out to Jack and Laura as well, who's filming. It's always,
Shout out to you guys.
you know,
I'm glad I can help.
all three of you have kind of glued it together and made it like a bigger thing, I think. And yesterday we were, you know, people were noticing it. Like they were just kind of like, this is kind of legit.
Yeah.
Like, you know, setting up all the mics for them and like sort of.
Yeah, well, I've got the skills, and if I can use them, I'm more than happy to.
Is there anything else you want to promote or talk about?
I think just
Yeah, Bethany. Wait, when this is gonna be out in March.
End of March.
End of March. Oh, the gig will be over by then.
okay.
I was
I
gonna
think
promote the
just-
gig.
You know, we've got a lot that's going to happen.
Yeah, stay tuned.
This year.
Yeah, we're gonna
2025.
get some singles going this year, and then hopefully, you know, we've got an album in the works.
Yeah.
So maybe like down the pipeline when we've both got a bit more time.
Yeah.
Kind of commit ourselves to that.
We can really commit ourselves to that. We got
forward to that.
So singles?
I think we've got
a
Maybe
few
a
in
couple
mind. A
singles.
few like
Few.
towards the end of the pipeline. maybe.
Yeah.
Good.
Just final touches, really.
Yeah, I mean, there was one single that was going to happen, and then it didn't.
Yeah.
And then I mixed it again,
Yeah.
and it was going to happen, and then
And
it
then,
did the same.
we
Be
mixed it
good to
again.
do
Common theme.
like a single release show if you want to, like
Yeah,
a little
that'd be
headline or
awesome.
something.
That'd be
or-
great.
That'd be good.
I mean, if I put on a show, I could get you two on, and
Yeah, that'd
you
be
know,
awesome,
maybe
yeah.
something like that if you need a
Yeah,
gig.
absolutely.
Excited, yeah.
Good.
I appreciate that.
As we're friends.
Oh, too kind.
Do you want to play us a song today?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, just to the left here, right of me, left of you.
Yep.
Some guitars.
Yeah.
It's going to be a two-piece guitar thing.
Yeah.
Acoustic.
Yeah. We're gonna play Change, which
Change.
is the first song we properly wrote together. First song we recorded and released, and we wrote it on two acoustics. So I thought it'd be quite fitting to play it on two acoustics.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Stop and stop.
1, 2, 3. What is wrong with me these days? Am I stuck in my own ways? I see I have changed, though I know. Well, that tell me it's okay. That's nothing new, I've just turned away. I'll dream about Sunday and wait for myself to change. So why should I let the world go round if it's leaving me behind? Well, I guess it's still turning. Am I still not learning? And all the people that I'm hurting, they're finally confronting. Can I just have some time to change? Is it really that hard for you to listen? Trouble of agreement is reminiscent. Well, that's not who I want to be. This person deep inside of me wants to wake up and be happy. My space was made, it's empty, babe. I want you to know that I'm not the kind of guy, kind of guy, I've been destined to change, but it's never enough. It's never enough, no, it's never enough. Just say what I feel, cause it's still going on. This feeling is real, really know I'm wrong. Dreamed as last night, just when I think it's fine. I want you to call, maybe I don't deserve this. Which side do I take? Just want you to go. After all, I don't think I'm ready for this change. I know, I know, I know, I know. Change.
I'm here with Picked.
Yes.
Hello.
With a dot? Full stop?
No,
That's Paste.
Yeah.
It's not change the branding. Who you're very close with.
Yeah, no, we Dan actually stopped me, the singer from Pace, like stopped me in the bodega one time. I was like, I swear to God, if you put a full stop at the end of the name. I didn't want to run into any lawsuit issues there.
We're joined here with you today on a very dark afternoon.
Horrible, isn't it?
For some afternoon tea.
Three different varieties.
Yeah, literally.
You want to go through your drink of choice?
Went for a matcha latte.
Yeah?
Which
It's looking very green.
it is very green. It wasn't what I came here for, but I was inspired at the moment.
What did you come here for?
I don't know. I thought I was just going to get a coffee, and then I saw it on the menu,
Yeah.
and I thought, yeah, go on then.
Fair enough.
It feels like it should be healthy.
It looks healthy.
Yeah. I don't know if it is.
I mean, it's got
How
coffee
could
in
it not
so
be?
it's probably-
Yeah. And it's green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The green feels healthy. Like
Yeah.
broccoli.
Broccoli tea.
Probably not broccoli.
It's quite nice though.
Is this,
I've got a peppermint tea, and it's not what I remember it tasting like, but it's pretty good.
It's a nice, different but nice.
Yeah, for sure.
I like the crockery. It's very.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's
beautiful.
It's like tea.
It's
what you
It's
get.
where tea goes.
Yeah, no, for sure.
We're gonna
Yeah, it's gonna make me sound uncultured, but it's just English breakfast
English
tea.
breakfast tea.
Yeah, mainly out of I couldn't afford either of those. So,
Sometimes you just need a brew.
There's just nothing wrong with it. I like a good cup of tea.
How many brews are we saying a day? Are we all brew like tea people?
I'd have a coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
Tea sort of evening. After dinner.
After dinner, yeah. Just like with a biscuit,
Yeah.
bit of dunk action. Settles you in. Ready for bed now.
I might have a bit of
I can
a...
get settled now. Don't give me a call. Kettle's just boiled.
I'm blocked out.
I sometimes go for a chamomile tea, especially like to help with the voice as well. Like it's, I mean, the genre that we define ourselves as is tea rock.
Tea rock.
Yeah, tea.
What does T stand for? Tea.
Tea.
Yeah, it's on brand.
Yeah. It's sponsored by every single tea.
I can't remember how he came up with that.
We were in a practice studio, and we practiced at JT and JT. Man,
Just down the end.
yeah, and they're like the loveliest people in the world, and like it was like you can literally just go up and like, hey, can we have some tea? And they were like, yeah, sure. So I was like, hey, you get like coffee bar music or coffee chat. We're like tea music, and it was like, no, tea rock, and that's it because we just.
So it stands for tea, like tea.
Yeah,
drinking
it's not
tea.
like a letter T, like Tyrannosaurus rock or something like that.
You're powered on it.
I'd like to be Tyrannosaurus.
A name brand,
Can we
yeah.
change genres?
Tyrannosaurus rock. Yeah. You heard it here first.
that.
Yeah.
Exclusive.
I think it's already been done.
Has it?
Yeah, T-Rex.
Oh God, yeah.
Matt Bolan.
Yeah. That guy.
Rip.
It's always hard to say what genre you are. It's like people ask me, what kind of music do you guys make?
You make rock and roll, I think.
We just
suppose.
I think I said once we were kind of like
We're relaxing.
We were listening to Place to Be by Nick Drake, and it was like, yeah, we're kind of like if Nick Drake was a rock band.
Yeah.
Kind of like,
I'd say so.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's general.
You have some really like vast chords similar to Nick Drake, I would say. Like
yeah,
quite
for
an
sure.
eclectic
Huge
sound.
inspiration, definitely.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like real sad moments, but just want to have a good time at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And you all got sort of a similar sort of enjoyment of similar genres of music, and
Yeah,
sort
I
of
think
glues
Yeah.
together nicely when it comes to putting your
Yeah,
own
for
stuff
sure.
together.
Me and Matt obsess over the band Geese.
Oh,
For
yeah.
sure, it's a huge inspiration. And then we sort of just like trade off different influences, sort of being like, oh, you like that band too, or have you listened to this band? Like Paul introduced me to R. Stevie Moore, and
Love R. Stevie Moore.
and it was like, I listened to. I just listened to Cloud Music, and I was like,
Yeah.
it's like so good.
Because he's like, he just knows everything.
Yeah.
Like he could like really pick out a genre and just go, yeah, I'll make one of them.
Yeah, for sure. Well, he did that whole album where it was like just it was like just full of Beatles covers, and the vocal melody was just replaced by the most distorted guitar.
But like the thing is like he's made what, like 2 million songs, something really ridiculous.
It's like the
and it's like you get to
voices. It's just like, well, how do you even do that?
He just gets to the point where he's like, I guess what else can I do different, you know? Like,
and does he still make records? Or like,
yeah, man.
Crazy.
He keeps going.
And Matt showed me McGee.
He's brilliant.
Yeah, as well. Which
I mean that's one of them where like you just come across it and you see him play and you're like, fuck, I can't play guitar like this.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Sometimes it's sort of like I see a McGee moments happening.
I think he really plays his effects to his benefit as well. Like he's clearly mastered this thing where it's just like I know that I can play that and it'll make the effect. It'll be like 2 instruments at once. Like it's almost like a live dubbing. Like it's so brilliant. Like incredible guitar sound, isn't it? Like,
yeah, it's super
fantastic.
like dynamic. I feel like where a lot of sort of I guess like shoegaze bands change their tone by like pressing a button on their pedal. That like changes the tone entirely. He doesn't really change anything.
It's the way he's playing it. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
there's
like
so many different ways of hitting the strings, or like hit it really hard, or like really gentle.
And that's like a really big thing that we sometimes like take to our advantage, kind of in a sort of a Pine Grove kind of Big Thief kind of way, sort of like in terms of someone told us that we have like really heavy moments without ever really using distortion at all, like really like benefiting or just going to distortion, like fits and heaviness. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, for sure. And it just makes it a little bit more effective. So like the dynamic moments, like the quiet moments are really soft, and then it almost kind of feels like the heavy moments are almost a bit restrained, but they like hit hard as well. Like what we like to think so.
Yeah, it's more. It's not like you've pressed the button and it's like, all right, now it sounds
instant distortion. Yeah,
it's like it's distorting because it's sort of clipping the speakers, clipping your equipment, because it's just so like loud.
Is there anyone else you can think of who like sort of is a pillar of this community, kind of like
Marvin's Revenge?
Marvin's Revenge, yeah.
Who else?
Simon, I think, was when the Chameleon was still running.
Yeah.
Just being when the Chameleon was still running, just that place in general. That was just like somewhere where everybody was going.
Yeah, I feel like that was my first headline show there.
Oh, amazing.
And then I think 2 months later it's closed. Like,
it's gone, was it that? Like,
Yeah, no, and that was a really real shame. It's like,
because it was really lovely.
Yeah, and Simon was great sound guy. Knew that room like the back of his hand, and made sure everybody sounded tip top. But
for whatever genre.
Do you know where he is? Like, has anyone seen him?
I've seen him around a few times. He came to one of our shows from our band, our other band.
He now works at a place. Oh God, I can't. Spitfire Studios, I think it's called. It's like, that place. It's like up to the hill going to Pirate, but it's kind of out the way. Like if you like, you'll miss it pretty much if you like walk past it. But I'm pretty sure that's where it is, and it was just so devastating like when it closed, because like he said, he worked on that room for like 13 plus years, and he can't really go to another place and just do another Chameleon, because that room was the Chameleon. With only just like working out for so long. And but Simon definitely for sure. And
some of your good gigs in there, like
playing. Yeah, I mean not as picked, unfortunately. We played a lot.
This is a recent band picked.
To
clarify for the people at home. But like in your generations past, like cutting your teeth, if you will.
For sure. I mean, we played loads of skits shows in there, and Soaphead as well. Like, for sure. Fake is what band I used to be in. Like we played there like every month, or twice every month. It was like every time we walk in and see the guys, be like, oh, these guys again. But for sure. It just.
Well, I think that's a consistency about this place, is that there's always a similarity. Bands are playing constantly, and that's nice to see, because it's like you can go out and support them, and it's like, it's just like it's where some other cities, you wouldn't have that like community where it's like a reliable bit of just a good night out, where we listen to some music, see what they're making new, and meet
like
people.
Everyone in a band who plays a show is then in the crowd.
For sure.
So it's not like it's just sort of bands on one side and then an audience on another.
Yeah.
It's bands fighting over
Like
who's
we're not on a
gonna
level where we're like, you know, crazy fans or like. It is just a sort of community thing. And we're all artists and we're sort of learning from each other. And
everyone's
I think
just
that's
chill.
nice.
And like you'll not a lot of the time as well. Like all the bands will stay to watch all the other bands and everything. Like it's just just a really.
Because we're all writing stuff, aren't we? And we're like, I want to know how they fucking did that.
No, exactly. Like the amount of times you'll go see bands, like what are they doing?
Yeah.
It's just like, we're all in this together. Yeah. I mean, in terms of like old bands, I listen to Supertramp at the moment.
Oh
like,
yeah, man, Supertramp.
Yeah. Just forget
Early.
how good they are.
My dad
time.
put them on, and I don't know. I'm really glad young me liked them. It's
Yeah,
like
my
you're
God.
kind of based.
What the hell? Come in. We told you we're the bassist.
Oh right, so.
Hey.
Woo! All right, yeah. Yeah, order, yeah. Who's just come in?
Who's just come in? But you're out of shot.
I know, I'm just so surprised.
Who else?
No, I mean like who's just come in?
Louis G, the man about town, Mr.
The man with the lowest voice
We'll
in
get
the
him
world.
in on the
The
chat
lowest
in a minute.
voice, yeah, for sure. The Barry White of Nottingham. For sure.
Hell yeah.
No, he's got the bass voice.
Yeah, for sure. That's why he's the bassist. If he was like the guitarist.
He doesn't have a guitar. He just sings it, doesn't he?
Yeah, he was there. But just like, yeah.
If we pan the camera over, who's just joined us here? Is it? Yeah. Just whenever you want to say something, just sort of talk into the topic.
Hi.
What? Who are we with here?
Oh, sorry. Hello. My name's Louis. I am the bassist in Picked. What else would you like? Sorry.
Where have you been today? Why are we late?
I was at university.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
it's a university city.
Yeah. I went to my lecture. I was 2 minutes early. Yes. Even though my attendance is so bad. Sorry, I'll stop talking about it. Yeah. I was at uni today, and I was like, these guys have been talking about filming here, and like we come here before gigs quite a lot.
Yeah.
And I've been craving some of the ramen that they do here because it's so good. Have you tried it?
I've been here for just noodles, I think, before.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Gotta try the ramen, dude. Huge.
Good spot.
Yeah, it's a great spot. So local
Shout
as well.
out to what's
GB
it?
Cafe.
GB Cafe.
Yeah.
There we go.
Best spot in the universe. Ever.
No plugs.
And it's a really nice building inside. It feels like, I don't know, what would you describe this architecture as? It's kind of
It's kind of
swimming
like,
pool.
Yeah, it does
yeah,
feel
oh my
like
god, yeah. Never
it's
noticed
sort of
that.
got that echo to it.
Yeah. No running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could do a good clap in here.
Ambiance.
Yeah, lovely place. And it's sort of situated near a lot of the venues like the Grove and JT, so if you're
Yeah,
practicing or
it's
playing
so
down there,
close to, yeah.
it's Nenton as an area is really
Yeah,
for this
for sure.
place.
I mean, walk past, sweat. Let's go in there one day, and it was the best.
That's what made the. I think it was before the carousel. No, the sumac gig because it just like.
It was the wind.
It was the biggest wind in the universe. It was the biggest wind in the universe, and it was the storm. Was it Storm Gathar or whatever it was? Storm.
I can't remember what it was. It was some stadium there, wasn't it? I remember we thought, did we get the bus in the end?
Yeah,
Because we
we
were walking
did.
down that road up that way, and it's just like proper getting slammed into
Our
the wall.
guitar cases are going like this,
Yeah.
and it's like we thought, should we Uber it? I think Paul was just going, oh man, let's walk. Let's get the bus. It's like £2 as well. And and I remember Matt just going like, ah.
It was pretty windy, I have to say. Hey,
Pretty
we made
windy.
it. We made it.
Yeah, we made it, and then we were like, you know.
Is that the
hair or whatever.
wildest gig story, would you say?
The wildest gig story.
With T-Rock, man, we don't do wild shit.
T-Rock. We're in bed by 10.
Yeah, exactly. Chamomile
No
before
late
bed.
nights for us.
We're gonna get settled with a bicky.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the way it is.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to add, or like? I feel sorry. We've sort of been going on, but like you've just.
I'm not to be disrespectful. I literally came here because I'm hungry and I want ramen.
But to prove to everyone, we do have a bassist, and he does exist.
You've got a very bassy voice right now. Are you unwell or?
No,
this is just your voice.
Do-do-do.
Can you give us a low E?
Flat or?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's not E. That's low E.
Can you play a song with just voice? Can you do a
No, not on film.
No. Play a bass line with your voice. Can you do that?
Do-do, do-do-do. Do-do-do.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's been a pleasure meeting you guys. But we're not going to end here. You're going to play us a song tonight?
Of course, yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah. What are we going to play?
We'll let you finish your dinner, and then we'll get off. We're just going to go play a song somewhere else, and then. Okay, cool.
Sorry, gotta get fucked up. Sorry.
So tell me, and I will say so. Even if I know I'm not out love, well, baby, please don't tell me, and I will say so. Well, now if you just hang out there, please just hang out right now. Got everything just worked out fine, even if it takes a few breakdowns to realize you're something special, and it's all that is all we wanted to ask from you all this time. You got those wings so spread on, well, don't let them, oh, don't let them make you there, don't let you make them there, get it bigger, baby, please don't tell me, and I will say so, believe it if I know I'm not out there, well, baby, please don't tell me, God, and I will do so. Hang out right there. No, and I'll be there when no one cares at all. I'll be there right after the fall. I'll be there when no one cares at all. Right after it, and I'll be there when no one cares at all. I'll be there. Tell me all, and I will say so. Believing if I know, I'm not out there. Oh God, well, baby, please don't tell me, and I will do so. Well, please just hang on. You're doing just fine. You're doing just fine. Please hang on.
Hello. You alright?
How you doing?
How you doing? Hello.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
What's going on here?
George should say hi.
Right. You're locked in. Nice to see you. Here we are with Bloodworm.
Hello.
Yes. Hello.
You want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Chris, on bass.
I'm George, I sing and play guitar.
I'm Ewan, I play drums.
Nice. And Bloodworm, how soiled are we today?
Particularly, yes, yeah. I'm somewhat soiled.
All right. Why Bloodworm? Where did that come from?
They're just a funny little creature, I suppose, and they live in blood, which is a bit
Wild,
disgusting.
isn't it? Yeah. Would you call the band like sort of a disgusting kind of genre? You know, like you want to sing about anything particularly disturbing, or is it?
Not really. No, to be honest.
Yeah.
No.
You've only got a couple singles out at the minute, is that correct?
Yeah.
What songs, if you want to tell everyone what those songs are? Or?
They are...
Yeah, you're forgetting the own song. Back of a Hand and Depths.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've recorded those down at JT Saw with Phil and Robin.
Yeah. How do you feel that went, sort of the process of sort of going from writing to recording?
Well, you can talk about that.
It was really fun. It went through a lot of steps of writing, like sort of coming back to it and redoing parts and all that. And we've tested it all on the road a lot and sort of figured out what actually works in songs. And then the actual recording was really fun because Robin and Phil are good people to work with.
Yeah, they bring a lot to the tracks, don't they?
Yeah.
Added quite a lot more.
And yeah, it's just like an open table of ideas when you work with them, so it's cool.
Yeah. So you say you didn't record to begin with, like you demoed the songs, sort of put them together and played them as a band, and then took them on the road first to see what's landing, what's getting the crowd going, and then you're like, that deserves to be a song at this point, like.
Pretty much, yeah.
Is there a lot of material you sort of just chucked away because it's not happening, like it hasn't worked? And
yeah,
a
lot.
So many.
So you're quite proficient, like in terms of like turnover or like.
Nah. Nah.
Just a few weren't good, but we've got.
I'll just get annoyed at the song eventually. We'll be like, we're not doing that anymore.
It's a bit
That's
boring.
what happens usually. Yeah, because it's a very frustrating process.
How did you all get into it, like to begin with?
My dad bought me a drum kit to keep me busy, I'm pretty sure. Just something else
keep
to
him
do.
off the streets.
Yeah, probably. And I had a little studio in my garden, so I play down there a lot. And I originally got taught as a metal drummer, so which is not great, but
I mean, it gets you into double time and like.
Well, not that I've ever used that in Bloodworm, probably, but yeah, that's how I got into music, like playing music. I've loved music like my whole life, and then I met these guys. That's how this fun began.
Yeah, George, like.
I was going to be an electrician, but then I did a day of it and I hated it, and I hated all the people that were doing it. So then I said, I'm going to go and do a music course, and I did that.
Cool. So you were training, like an apprenticeship kind of thing?
Well, I was gonna, but I literally did like one day of it, and I was like, nah.
These people are wankers.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Fair enough. Are you still doing that course, or?
Nah, I did music at college, then uni, and now I'm existing.
Banding?
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool. Chris? I hope we got a good pan over from like George to just to reveal the glasses there, because that's really
it's really something.
Is the light too bright?
No, it's fine. It's absolutely fine.
All right, but how did we get into music?
I've pretty much always liked music my whole life as well. But I started playing guitar when I was like 6, and then when I was 14, then I started playing bass because I was really good at playing mediocre guitar. So then went to that because I started getting into a lot of like Motown, like soul and stuff like that. So then I started playing bass, and the rest is history, really.
Where did you meet? Like, how did that happen?
I met George at a skate park. I went to a skate park by myself and took a crate of beer, and then he was there by himself, and then I just asked him if he wanted a beer. And it started there.
Yeah. Well,
that's so kind.
And then I was like, do you want to come to my shed? Play. I found out he's a musician.
Oh, right.
That's it.
Yeah.
And he went to my school, but I didn't know him then.
Yeah.
And then he was in
another band.
And we just said,
we're doing a band.
Do you want to be in this band instead?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, yeah. So you were in bands like prior and...
Yeah, but in like Leicester and stuff.
Yeah. That's where you're from?
No.
No.
No. I only...
You'd go over there playing that, yeah?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much...
Yeah. You're enjoying the Not scene? You
yeah.
like that? But you get on the road a bit? Like,
we get about, yeah.
Yeah,
we've got a couple coming up in 2 months. Going to Newcastle for the first time.
That'll be good.
When's that?
When's
April?
Yeah, I have to
I think
update George on the dates quite a lot.
I don't do...
He sticks to the songwriting and stuff, and I have to do the admin and remind him when stuff's coming up.
Yeah. You can't think of everything.
April the 20th, I think, or 26th. But yeah, we're going up
April
to Newcastle.
26th, Newcastle. Put it in your diaries.
Yeah, we're going to Newcastle. We do London again.
Brighton.
That's next month.
Yeah,
I think with a band called Camp Pineapple. They're really cool. There's more dates. See, I just said that he doesn't remember them, but I forgot them.
Do you feel that you don't stick around too long in Knots, or do you feel you've really laid like your path here?
I think we stuck around too much, if anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't want to play too much in one place because then it's just like, I don't know.
Just here.
Yeah.
Just want to get out.
The plan is to sort of get touring
and I don't write songs quick enough to like keep playing in the same place all the time.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
fair.
like, there's that song in the same order as it was last time.
It works though. That's the only thing.
It does,
We were talking about how Knots is good for that though. Like, if you want sort of a reliable, like crowd to sort of go see, there's always like bands that are playing constantly here. It's like it's a really, for myself, I come from Derby where none of that exists. Like it's so desolate, and it's like it's great when someone is playing, but like here, there's people just doing stuff all the time, and it's fantastic. But yeah, I understand that like you enjoy that. But you clearly see it for your own band. You want to like achieve, and like let other people see it. And what's sort of the plan for this year? Do you think, or outside of gigging and that?
To release.
Just more singles and that.
Yeah, more singles. Loads more dates. Like we want to go all across the country, like the places we've not been. I don't know. We're focusing on releasing because we take quite long with it at the moment, but. I think a lot of the songs are ready now, so I know that we're recording in March and laying down like every single drum track we can and just go from there. Yeah. So hopefully an EP maybe, but the amount of times
you just put out like 4 singles, you got an EP already.
It doesn't happen. So
no, but take your time, you know. Like I think you guys, the 2 songs that are out, really clear vision. Like it's fantastic work, and like. I would don't worry about time because just stick to quality over quantity. That's what I always say, and you clearly have passion for delivering that. And,
Thank you.
That's
Very
right.
very kind words.
I think you deserve it. I mean, do you have any doubts or anything like that, or is it just sort of
all the time I do.
I just want to write better songs all the time. That's what I really think about.
What kind of stuff do you feel influences you gets you wanting to write?
The Smiths quite a lot. I just think there's some really, really cool lyrics and guitar parts and very specific choices in the structures of songs and stuff. That's what I'm thinking about a lot at the moment, is writing stuff with structures that are not I don't want to do something where it's just having stuff for the sake of it, but I also want to do stuff that's not super linear. But
take you on a journey.
Yeah, but I'm not going to force that at the same time. So I'm trying to just figure some things out with bits like that. What other bands inspire me?
These aren't your records that we've seen.
These
are Ewan's.
That's over time though.
Got quite a stack though.
Yeah, quite a lot.
Public Image Limited, their early stuff really inspires me just because it's weird as hell, and it's almost hypnotic, and there's a lot of space, and just the tone of a lot of the instruments I think is really exciting. I feel like sometimes how the instruments are sounding is as important as the parts that they're playing a lot of the time. If the instrument could do absolutely nothing, but if it just sounds cool and then at the right place or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's very important when you're writing a song is that even as listeners you should understand that like that guitar part stands out. That's why you listen to the song. And that vocal is great, and all these elements bring together. I don't need to explain this to you, like you know.
No, it's worth saying.
That's what you mean by that, yeah.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah. Any of you guys like you feel like bands and the technique that you feel like you?
Sorry.
Who was someone that you heard and you were like, man, that's great. Like I want to play like them. Or?
I guess for like Bloodworm style, like bands like Joy Division.
Yeah, like Stephen Morris.
Yeah,
insane.
A band called Body Maintenance that I found from Australia.
Oh.
They're really cool, like post-punk gothy, really cool style of drums. And I've been really getting into a band called Proto Martyr, and that's more technical and weird drumming that I want to kind of delve into Bloodworm, but I'd say them as well, definitely.
Do you listen? I asked this to someone else, but I think as a drummer, do you listen to music for drums, or you like it's just like the tune?
I just everything.
But
really.
you'll notice
like,
it when it is good.
I can appreciate a good drum beat like that. I'll be in the car and I'm like, oh, that's hard. But it's more like everything though, because I like kind of like not compare it to Bloodworm, but like if I hear a really cool mix, like I'll send it over to George and I'll be like, yo, have you heard this mix? Because like take inspiration from
we
stuff.
could see and
think what we can put into
work
ours.
something like that. Yeah.
Well, when it comes to like bass stuff, I guess when I'm listening to other artists, I'm normally listening to like what effects they use and stuff like that. And also when it comes to my bass purchases as well, it's always like down to pretty much what bass they're using as well. Like about 2 years ago, I bought that Rickenbacker 4003, but that's because at the time I was listening to a lot of like horrible prog rock bands from the 70s, like like bands like
Rush.
Yes and Rush and stuff like that.
Let's not hate on Rush.
Well,
okay,
I'm a big fan.
Me and George are big haters.
They're big haters.
What did Rush do to you?
Too much.
You see Iron Claw?
Tortured
That
my
track
ears.
in Iron Claw is bang.
He's played like some albums while we've been driving to a gig, and I've nearly
Turn that shit up.
it's rough.
What else do you like?
What other bands?
Yeah, like we're
well,
pushing away Yes and Rush now.
Okay, pushing away that, I'm massive into like trip hop and stuff.
Yeah,
where it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
Portishead, Mass Attack, Tricky, and stuff like that. I really like that shit. I don't know. It's got like a nice ambience to it, and especially stuff like Portishead.
Oh yeah.
Like it's very sad, like melancholic music.
Sad boy music.
Eh?
Sad boy music, you know. Like
I guess, yeah, it is. It is. It is. Quite
do you hate
sad.
that phrase? Like it's kind of.
No,
phrase, isn't it? Yeah. I remember James Blake being pissed off because someone called his music "sad boy." It's like get a grip, man.
Yeah, I don't know what.
You're selling records.
Yeah.
What would you class you guys as a genre? Like sort of a post-punk kind of.
Yeah, with like the goth tinge.
Gothic
to it.
tinge.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't really know because it's very much inspired by a sort of time period in a way, but I'm not wanting to make it like just a late 70s, early 80s band. I just like that sound. But
no, I think it's working. You're making it quite contemporary. It's not like
I'm really trying to not make it like we're just trying to sound like a band from back then. I do want to make it as like a new take on a sound that I don't think had been
around
fully
for a bit,
explored.
Yeah.
Because the things that inspire me were only around for a pretty short period of time, and then everything kind of changed, like the popular taste and the taste of even the bands which were making it at the time. And I just want to explore it in different ways, but that same, I don't know, I want to provoke the feelings that some of that music makes me feel, basically. Yeah. I don't even know what the question was now, I'm just yapping. But
no, you've answered the question, don't worry. I mean, I think a lot of people do we're in a sort of pre, sort of revisiting eras because we realised, like, man, that was sick. Why did we stop doing that? Like, why did we start making fucking Kesha music and shit like that? You know, like, not to hate, but like, you know, like, or do you enjoy that landscape of music, but you're just saying, oh, it's not for you? Like, you don't want to tread on something where you're like, oh, we sound exactly like fucking Joy Division? Or
it's more so the what I like about a lot of that music is that it was doing something new at the time.
Yeah.
And there was, it felt like that. To me, it feels like there's so much possibilities in that sort of area to branch out, and a lot of bands did. They went in their own direction from wherever they started, and I don't know. I just feel like, especially with a lot of those sounds, like you can take something that's really post-punky and it can go in a really sort of funky direction, or it can go in a pop-leaning direction, or it can go in a really dark direction. I think. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Do you like to yap, George?
Yes.
Professional yapper. You big on yap?
Yeah, I'm pretty big on yapping.
What could you yap about the most though? Like
anything after a couple of drinks.
Yeah.
Anything.
What are we drinking today? We got a bit of Cranberry,
bit of juice,
Copperberg,
bit of slurp.
Yeah, quite good.
Nice. A drink of choice.
Ooh. Right now, I am.
What's on the runner?
What is on our ride?
A ride, that's it, yeah. I'm bad with words.
What you said?
I said runner, I was like,
but
you said the right
rider,
word.
I don't know. Yeah.
Rider, that's what they say. I barely gig myself. And I don't drink. So
what was on our bodega one? We had a bottle of gin. You specifically asked for bottled beer.
I'll just like beer, but if I'm going to get a ride and they're going to ask what I want, I'm going to ask for something fancy. I don't know what.
Yeah, like they're getting it for you and that.
Yeah.
So.
Just for the sake of being
like
fancy.
Meat selection, cheese selection we asked for. We didn't get it, but...
We did not just take a break in the middle there. Where were we? And where are we?
We're in my living room.
Yeah. You all live together? Like this is a sort of unit?
No.
Or, you just kind of visit?
Meeting point
from time to time.
It's the first time I've ever been here, actually.
Is it actually?
Yes, I've never ever been here.
So. What do you rate it?
I'm going to give it an 8, you know.
Yeah,
it's
nice.
I don't know, it could be tidier. But
what? This is what? This is the tidiest it's ever been.
Yeah, you don't understand.
I think this is not. Do you live in a really tidy gaff?
No.
You got car engines in your living room, bro.
Yeah, that's a different story.
Yeah.
No, give it an 8 because it's pretty spacious.
Yeah, this is a nice space.
It's a pretty big gaff.
Really nice sofa.
The location, really West Bridgeford. It's pretty snazzy area.
Yeah. Scale electrics.
Scale electrics on the floor.
That is a really nice wooden table.
Yeah, it's pretty smart.
Got some leather seats there and that.
Yeah.
Then you've got some...
Yeah, they're questionable choices, to be honest. But
is it like semi-ironic or is this like your genuine...
Well, I got them... I got them like 4 years ago, and I can't be bothered to buy new posters.
And they're kind of just...
But I do see, a bit of...
Younger you.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit.
Do you feel you've changed a lot because of music? Like, it's really influenced your life in that way? Or?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit happens.
I guess Bloodworm's changed me a bit because it's introduced me to a whole new genre of music.
Yeah.
So George has introduced me to like, a whole new world, kind of. So I listen to quite a lot more post-punk and goth, whereas I used to listen to a lot more
Metallica.
No, yeah, not that bad. I do love Metallica, but like I'm into like my post-hardcore and like emo hardcore stuff. Yeah, but I like everything, but I think it has changed. Bloodworm has probably changed my music taste.
Yeah, like it affects your direct lives. Like it's something you're passionate about, and you're like ready to prepare and like use a lot of time out of your day to like work on it. Like, do you see it being like sort of a big career thing, or is it kind of like play the dice and see what happens? Like, roll the dice.
I don't think I'm ever going to stop doing music and writing.
Yeah,
songs.
like you just can't. Yeah.
I think that's it. I think that's the only thing I can do.
Fair enough. Yeah.
See where it goes. I guess. Yeah. Put the work in, so
it's got to pay off. You know, like,
you'd hope so.
It's a good start.
We'll
How long have you been going? Like a year?
3
years.
I think 3 years.
Yeah. Mental. But like that's the thing with the music thing is that 3 years. It's like so little. like people are in this game for like it is the long game. Like it is like you kind of have to push through different. Do you think there's something tricky or like the system should be a lot easier than it is? Like, you think there's anything
The whole
voice like
the whole way it works now compared to how it was. I mean, I wasn't there, but like 30 years.
But what
ago.
we can see from history.
Yeah, I mean, it's all. You had to swear.
Yeah, I said fuck a bit ago.
It's all awful.
It's not that word. It's the A word, eh? We'll beep that out. Sorry.
I don't know. Like people used to get record deals because they could they had potential. Now you have to be a finished product before anyone has any interest.
Yeah, it's a mess thing. It's like people aren't talent scouting now. They're just like, these people can create a buzz. They've already got the buzz. All we got to do is just pay for the buzz, and that'll work for us as well. And
that's it. It's just cashing in now when there's already a product.
Yeah, exactly. And then if it doesn't pay off, they just drop people, and it's just vicious, really, isn't it? Like I mean,
and things like Spotify paying absolutely fuck all, and then all of that stuff. I mean,
like with releasing music, how much you spend on a record to then
prior
release
to what you get back from it.
Yeah, and you get £6 back, and it's like, oh, well, that was an activity to do.
Yeah,
but
you have to do.
You don't do it for money. You do it for fun, really.
If
you're doing it for money, it's the wrong reasons. I suppose.
Yeah, I think that's a sentiment a lot of people sort of carry. That this isn't the game for money. Like people. I mean, it is, but you know, like, in a sense that like you're willing to lose to like because it's like it's important to you. Like and you think this. I think we get lost that it is an art form. You know, in a very capitalist world, it's like incredibly hard to just justify this is art. This isn't like consumerism where everything has to like quota every few months. But like I don't know. Do you have any sort of? That's just my strong opinion on it.
No, it's exactly that.
Shadow that. Sort of,
yeah. I mean, if we were wanting to just make money, we wouldn't be musicians, would we? We'd be.
But you're not reluctant. You're like, we're still gonna fucking give it a go.
Yeah. I mean,
we're trying.
Yeah, it's a money pit doing music.
Yeah.
But it's one that I think is worth it. If it means that I can make some music that other people like, or even just ones that. When I make a song that I think is good. So that's why I do it. That's why we.
I used to ask that at the end of every interview. I was like, "Why do you do it?"
Yeah.
But that's why you guys do it. That's you all share that kind of sentiment, like.
Yeah. It's just fun as well.
Yeah, like fucking.
These are my mates at the end of the day.
People go out and kick a ball about in a field, but that's not me. So I can play guitar. I'll do that instead.
Exactly. I'm not very good at sports.
People like dancing to your tunes and
like,
the buzz.
There's little elements of magic to it, innit? Like you are giving people an illusion of like a magic trick. It's like what building this like sound and whatnot.
Who are you to me, and how am I supposed to see these flowers mark a tomb? Tears run down your cold face and freeze as they fall. There's blood on the walls. Hold your breath until you're blue, 'cause I'm not tired of missing you. Hold your breath until you're blue, 'cause I'm not tired of missing you.
Why does he wear this mask when I speak to you? This constant masquerade, don't try and be something new. Your hands are underwater, your feet underground. Careful not to make a sound when you fall. Hold your breath until you're blue, 'cause I'm not tired of missing you. Hold your breath until you're blue, 'cause I'm not tired of missing. Missing you. I'm not tired of missing you. Hold your breath until you're blue, 'cause I'm not tired of missing you. Hold your breath until you're blue, 'cause I'm not tired of missing the back of a hand, 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 the back of a hand.
Everyone you know, from your local scene to your wildest dreams, ready, set, let's go. It's time to listen to the Jmaes talk show. Yeah. Have you got a shot at making in the music scene here?